Don't settle. There's no settling. There's a constant change,
Yes,
disruptive or
yes,
continuous one, which is the baby steps, right? We do every
yes.
day.
In your opinion, people will always be there. Yes, is that
Of course. And I would even say some areas gonna be needing more people, thousands of data, do my own statistical analysis because the machine will do it for me. Let's say the seatbelt, which actually goes itself, or all the navigations in your
yes?
car used to be the wow effect. Currently, you are expecting this as a standard,
Yes,
minimum
yes.
standard.
And define it, because as you mentioned, it's really hard to make the right choices, and focus on the right thing, because we might think we work on the something that is really critical, but might not be necessarily critical, and I think that's the big risk in the problem solving issues that we mentioned. But I just would like to ask you about let's change the topic a little bit, because as we mentioned before, you are based in the Dubai, the very fast growing region of UAE, and it's really really fast growing and very advanced in the new technology. I would like to ask you, on the other hand, how do you see the region? How do you see Dubai in the coming years? How would you compare the region where are you based, and the organization that you work for with the Europe, for example, or with America, maybe USA, if you can, of course. But because I think, as you also mentioned, we are living in a very, very dynamic world, the world that is changing. We have a lot of disruptors for the economy and for the organizations and for our private lives, maybe also. So I would like to ask you how the region, the Dubai is doing, and what do you think about it?
Thanks, Maciej. Yes, of course. The region is doing pretty well when it comes to innovations, especially funds for investments into new technologies, new approaches. Here in UAE, in KSA, in many other countries. However, I would like to highlight the fact that, again, what that innovation really means, because we can have the best, let's say, technology boot when we call the bank, and then we get annoyed straight away, because actually that artificial intelligence that doesn't resolve our problems. So it again comes back to the processes. So like we have plenty of banks here fully automated, but yet the process from the customer perspective perhaps is not the perfect ones, right?
Okay.
Because I see a very interesting trend here, that the technology blows my mind, but at the same time, when I want to do a very simple process from, let's say, um, doing something in, let's take banks, right? Everyone uses banks. So if I want to do some change on my credit card, I still need to go to the branch, and the process behind that scene is very lengthy, and I still need to. So the end-to-end customer experience doesn't mean it's always the best
Mm-hmm.
here as well. Like I don't, apologies, I haven't been in related to perhaps too much processes lately in Europe. However, I still have obviously banking in Portugal and Poland. So mBank, for example, I can do everything online, everything. I do not need to go to any branch there, right? I mean, I do stuff here for my Polish property from UAE, thanks to amazing mBank processes. And again, I'm not going to say technology, I will say processes, because
Okay.
that customer experience has been really thought through. So I would say technology is amazing here, but yet there is loads work to be done here when it comes to customer experience. And that's where the trend is now. Every organization is focusing on customer experience. It's the big CX, right?
Yes.
Everywhere, which is, again, for me, it's another new trendy word, but it's, again, common sense. That's what every organization has been always doing, based on the process management, this type of logic, or using Lean Six Sigma in the past, etc. So that's one perspective, because you asked me for the comparison. And again, America, Asia, I'm gonna say the same. It's all about customer experience.
Okay.
Yes, some places have better technology, better um, data, for example, is always an issue, data quality. However, it goes back to the input, right? What is the input? The human, mostly, right? Or something where we need to type into. And if we don't have good control, again, comes back to the process. Garbage in, garbage out, we say.
It's very true.
So,
Very true. Okay, but
correct. And mhm.
yes. But I just wanted to talk about the technology in Dubai, because I think that's the region that is investing a lot in AI, new technologies. I would call it metaverse, maybe also things that are gonna be a future for the businesses. Some time ago, I talked to Daniel Kędzierski, that is very advanced into the metaverse. He's an investor in this field, and I'm just wondering how UAE or Dubai is approaching, the wave of new technologies, because I believe that in Europe we are a little bit behind. I might be wrong.
I think so too. I think so too. In that sense, definitely. Example, all the governmental processes. I've been just renewing my visa process, and it's a very fast, efficient process. Technology is everywhere. I don't need to even. My visa is not anymore in my passport. It's been
Okay.
there's one big, yeah, exactly. There's one big system. The government controls and has everyone under one ID, and it goes to, like in Poland, we've got PESEL, right? In Portugal, we have also one ID number, etc. I guess in every country, but what I'm trying to say is that here, those systems talk to each other. So
Okay.
it's connected between any ministry aspect of me as a resident versus my medical profile, etc. So, and it's really helpful for my day-to-day life. So I don't need to go yet, like I said, for the banking process, I had to go to the branch, but government is already improving those processes throughout AI, not only AI, generally technology
Yes.
systems. So this is very advanced. We can look at airlines as well, Emirates. I used
Yes.
to work for Emirates Group,
Okay.
so it's just unbelievable, right? Emirates is doing so many innovative changes when it comes to flight itself, but the whole airport aspect. I've seen also, I'm not sure if that exists in Europe, but for example, in Dubai airport, when you are a resident, you can just go throughout the scanning gate. You don't
Okay.
need to go into the immigration gate and see the officer give your passport. You just going through the gate. It scans you directly throughout
Okay.
all the data. So that was I remember back in 2015, I think, we've been brainstorming that type of solution yet in Emirates Group, and then it's been implemented a few years after. There's another, obviously, idea about improving the luggage process and so many more. So yes, Dubai is, or not on UAE, right, is raising the bar when it comes to technologies in every almost industry. I was just saying that Even my husband, who runs recruitment in one of the biggest banks here, he has been visiting one of the universities, AI universities, where again big cooperation is happening between young students and organizations to make sure they're gonna supply future organizations here locally. So it comes back to the strategy, right? I think the whole country has an amazing strategy when it comes to innovation. It's one of the pillars. So as we spoke about every single change, it's about ownership and strategy here.
Okay.
The same about countries, right? If you don't have a very clear strategy about technology, how your country gonna run it throughout, then eventually you will be behind others.
Yes, yes, that might happen, and very important what you said. I agree. But if we talk about AI, because that's a very popular topic, we talked about it many times on our channel. But I would like to ask you, what about AI in corporations, big organizations? Because I believe it will be huge destructive thing in coming years. And how would you see, or do you see any symptoms of using AI in work which you do actually, that is the solving problems, working on processes? And my question is, okay, we talk about the big companies, corporations, but is there any chance for also medium or small organizations to be able to use the technology for their benefits? Say. Do you think it is happening, or it's because we talk a lot about it? There are some chats like ChatGPT, Gemini for Google. I think that many more will come, I believe. But is there any specific evidence of AI in work you do, for example? If you know what I mean. I mean.
Yes, of course. I understand your question. It's a complex question, but obviously let's try to talk about this. Yes. So I just want to mention that I'm not an AI expert, although everyone now currently is an AI expert. Sorry. So and AI again, this is not a new concept, right? Like AI as an it's been forever with us, like since internet, since we have our smartphones and so on. But something which was AI 10 years ago is obviously not AI today, right? Like if I think people think AI, they're gonna think about robots doing stuff for us, with us, or but obviously current AI yet we understand as and we should understand as it's mathematics, it's data, right? It's large language models we can reuse in our processes to become more efficient. So that's definitely, like in my work as problem solvers, using AI, it would be stupid if I wouldn't be using AI, right? If I don't need to anymore collect perhaps thousands of data, do my own statistical analysis, because the machine will do it for me, or the machine will straight away actually understand from millions of data that, hey, here is potentially the right problem we should focus, or maybe that's the root cause. Because my job so far was actually to dig into the problems, into data, do the root cause analysis, understand the root cause, generate solution, implement, make a change. So perhaps many of those steps are going to be done by machines, by that intelligence. However, again, what is change is all about process and people in that case. So I think roles like mine, or generally people who are working within
Mm-hmm.
processes, they need to be still involved in that change, in a sense that change won't happen over a day. So yes, machine will tell us the solution, or we will agree on the solution, then perhaps partially it will be implemented by the machine, but we need to all still, as people, as a team, sustain it and make sure it produces the desired
Yes.
outcome. So answering your question, definitely we cannot be ignorant about what technology can do, because we can constantly be more efficient, productive, and so on. However, the critical thinking aspect as well as people engagement aspect will remain with us. I mean, us
Yes.
people.
Yes. 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 So, in your opinion, people will always be there. Yes. Is that?
Of course. And I would even say some areas gonna be needing more people in order to um, conduct the new processes created by a new way of doing things, but the other is gonna be redundant.
Yes, and maybe they will need to change area in which they gonna work, or learn new competencies.
That's a different questions what we're gonna do with, obviously, roles which gonna be redundant. Good organizations oriented into a real transformation will definitely um, streamline and will have that process of transitioning the old competences into the new competences, right? Because if someone is a talent, they're going to be always a talent.
Yes,
So if the organizations want to keep talent, it will happen. Because if you are a good performer, doesn't matter if you are doing A, B, C, or D.
yes,
You're gonna be still a good performer, right? And these days we are so fast. People are learning so fast, right? Because let's say, look at our smartphones. Like there's another app, another thing. We keep adjusting to new versions of iOS or new versions of something. Like we learn fast. I think the problem will be more with actually those people who do not want to learn. I mean, because they just want to do what they do.
yes,
So that will be the problem.
and also they have let's say personalities
Correct.
it's for some people it's really hard to adapt and to change. For some people it's much more easier. They are actually striving to change. So I think it's also the personality issue, and this is also a good question. What's going to happen with the people that cannot change, or the change is really hard for them? Because I think that will be really big problem for the future. But as we learned from the history, and innovations that we gone through, it has been always like that. There was, the trend,
Exactly.
So I believe in a human being, and I think that we always try to or tend to find a solution for our lives. So this is my opinion.
Correct.
Okay, Anna, but as we go to the end, I would like to ask you last question. What would be, what are your thoughts about the future of customer service, of how we work, or how organizations will change? Because I think in the current times that are very, as I said before, very, very dynamic, it's really hard to be stable. I hear many times, like I meet with people and the first question, the answer they give me is like, what do you search for? I search for stability. I want to be stable. I want to have a stable, I don't know, workplace. I want to be
Security,
I want to
right?
have a stable life. I want to have the security. I want to be sure that everything will be as it used to be. And in my opinion, in a current world, the only thing that you can be sure is the change. And so I would like to ask you, what are your thoughts about the future, the future of change, and the future of maybe also customer service? How do you think it will be?
Yes, I agree with you. As we say, someone said this long time ago, right? That the only constant thing is change. And this is happening already. We are constantly changing Our lives are changing, our processes around us. We are a global world. We travel. We look at going back to pandemic. Look what happened, right? We stopped, but then suddenly after the pandemic, we had to start. Okay, before the pandemic we were running, but then we had to start a marathon again, right? So I think going forward, we need to learn how to adapt. This will be the biggest required competency in organizations. Fast adoption, as well as the vision of what's next, right? As well, if you want to be really good for your customer, with your customer, you will try and you will seek constantly, you will be striving for better for your customer. And that's what counts. It doesn't matter what others do. It's like what you do actually for your customer. So in areas, in ways, customer even don't know,
Yes.
right? In a Kano model, things which used to be amazing for our customers, like for us as well, like smartphone used to be great, like wow, right? Or in the cars, things which used to be, I don't know, let's say the seatbelt, which actually goes itself, or all the navigations in your car
Yes.
used to be the wow effect. Currently, you are expecting this as a standard,
Yes.
minimum
Yes.
standard. So here is the question, right? Like how as a business you will be approaching the new needs, how you're gonna fulfilling the new needs of customers. So that's, I think, the way forward. And think big, right? Don't
Don't settle.
don't settle. There's no settling. There's there's a constant change,
Yes.
disruptive or
Yes.
continuous one, which is the baby steps, right? We do every day.
Yes.
So, and consistency, right? It's the same with every type of transformation. If you want to become better version of yourself, better version of your organization for your customer, be consistent.
Very easy to say, very hard to do. As we know from our private lives also, I think it's everyone's struggle with the consistency and you know, discipline. It's really, really hard to make it. The ones who succeed, yeah, they succeed in life usually with different projects.
That's so true.
Different project. Okay, Anna, I would like to thank you very much for being with us today. Greetings from Poland to Dubai, and I hope so we're gonna see
you, Maciej.
soon. So all the
each other soon,
all
right?
the best. Yes,
in Dubai.
all the best.
Sending lots of sun to
Oh,
you
we
guys,
need that.
and thanks
we need
for
that
the conversation.
because it's really cloudy today. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you
Thank
again.
you very much. Bye.
Bye.